This is exactly right.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye. Everyone loves the idea of spending an afternoon curled up with a good book.
Well, grow up, because it's almost impossible.
Luckily, you can take your next great story with you on Audible.
Audible has a massive selection of titles to choose from, including This American Life, new books by Michael Connelly, along with classics from Agatha Christie, and so much more.
Whether you want a mystery, a true crime story, or something completely different, there's always something new to listen to.
New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com/MFM.
Audible, stories that speak to you.
Goodbye.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Hello. And welcome
To my favorite murder.
the Minisode.
That's right. You kill him, we grill him.
Uh-oh.
Isn't that how it goes?
What's that from?
It's roadkill. It's about roadkill.
Really?
Yeah, there was a joke like when I was a child of like, what was the restaurant called that cooks roadkill? You kill him, we grill him.
I thought it was like from Jaws or something. Just like...
Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but it's been in my brain for over 40 years.
And isn't that how podcasting works? We're just here to present the things that have been stuck in our heads all of our lives.
Definitely.
You want to go first?
Sure. This is called Moms Love a Good Trauma in Any Era. Just starts, a dear friend of mine's mother, let's call her Ruth, loves to visit from out of town, make us vintage-style appetizers, and pop bottles of afternoon champagne.
Nice.
We're all in our late 30s and early 40s, and it's an absolute treat when she's in town, and we get to hear all of her fabulous and intriguing stories. On the most recent visit, one of us asked Ruth, what was something about your childhood that you carried into adulthood? It's a great question. Expecting an ode to lipstick, we relaxed while she took a deep breath and said, well, my mother used to take me to funeral homes, and now I have to touch dead people.
Oh.
Collectively, we dropped our jaws, dribbling champagne, and my eyes widened. Tell us everything.
Yeah, for real.
Ruth was an only child born in 1949 in Pittsburgh. Her mother, an eccentric woman to say the least, would take young Ruth to funeral homes for services where they didn't know the deceased. She would advise Ruth to stay quiet and would say how she knew the late guests of honor with a made-up connection, school, a club, bridge, and Ruth would nod in agreement. During the viewing, Ruth was escorted by her mother to the casket and told that if she didn't touch the body, the ghost of the person would curse and haunt her. This is a child.
That's child abuse.
Yes. Ruth's hand, guided by her mother's, would tickle the ivories, as it were, and they'd leave after crashing the visitation. In stark contrast, they'd also visit graveyards on the weekend, and Ruth would excitedly point out where tents were remaining after funerals, and they'd scoop up the flowers, toss those in the trunk, and have fresh flowers in their home all year long.
I mean,
Jeez.
Is it stark contrast or is it just an add-on of a similar what is going on in this family?
It's an in addition to, for sure.
Shit.
As an aside, I also wonder what you may be wondering. Stealing the flowers does not cause haunting, but touching the body prevents it. The logic escapes me, but look, this isn't about me. Mm-hmm. After I picked my champagne-parched jaw up off the floor, shoved a cucumber sandwich down my gullet, I had to do something with the feelings of shock. I asked curiously, do you avoid touching bodies now? Oh no, I have to touch them. I was at a funeral last December where he was cremated and my husband leaned over and said, guess you can't touch this one. Stay sexy and do what your mother says and then get a ton of therapy. Kay.
I mean,
it's dark.
What was that mother's deal? Was she...
Suspicions, I guess.
Right, but they're going to a funeral they're not invited to. She's putting her child in that position for no reason.
Yeah.
Unless you're saying like she's driven by the idea that a dead person might haunt you. I mean, what's the... I just want a little more backstory.
Yeah.
Is there pills or alcohol involved?
A lot of alcohol and a lot of pills involved there. We'll never know.
Or is there some internal storytelling / mental illness? I mean, or is it just like, hey, what if I induce the creepiest thing in your life and then everything else is a breeze? That's
true. You got to get character from somewhere. If not your childhood, then where?
For real. But also I wonder how Ruth felt about that. Like, was it scary to touch those bodies? Or was it just like, oh, it's not scary because I'm actually preventing the scarier thing that's made up?
I'd imagine it was terrifying.
I would have like pulled her into the other room and been like, okay, don't talk to those people anymore. You're just talking to me.
Right.
I need some information. Okay. The subject line of this email is binging MFM paid off. Hey all, I've been listening to more MFM than usual lately, and today it seems that my years of listening to your podcast instead of sleeping has finally paid off. So today when I went to pick up my kids from school, I'm sorry, this person has written kiddos in this email multiple times, and I absolutely cannot stand this trend of people calling their children kiddos.
You do not need to utter that word, even if it's written.
And I understand it's almost like more loving than kids and more like this is my little guy type of thing. But I hate it. Okay. So today when I went to pick up my kids from school, I overheard that a little girl from my son's kindergarten class was nowhere to be found. Hearing this immediately transformed me from a stay-at-home dad into a homicide detective with a few decades of experience. After interrogating the kindergartners with priors, and then in parentheses it says JK, JK, I decided to take my kids home and keep an eye out for anything suspicious. It just so happened that as I arrived home, I saw my neighbor putting her 10-year-old son and a kindergarten-age little girl into her vehicle. This struck me as strange since I knew that she doesn't have any other children, and I've never seen a little girl playing with her son. I thought this could be the missing girl and that perhaps they were bringing her back to school, but I became more concerned when they turned to go the opposite direction of the school. So I called the school and asked if the young girl had been located. They informed me that she had not, and I proceeded to tell them about what I had just seen. Fast forward about 15 minutes to when my neighbor stormed over to my house to confront me about calling the school. Apparently that was the missing girl, and they had decided to take her home based off of the directions this distraught 5-year-old had given them. My neighbor was mainly upset that I had said anything to the school instead of minding my own business. While I'm sure she'll be venting about me to the entire neighborhood, as she tends to do whenever she feels wronged by anyone, I personally have zero regrets. I heard a little girl was missing. I saw something suspicious, called in a tip within 30 minutes of her going missing, and had this child been abducted, I would have correctly identified the name, address, and vehicle of her would-be kidnapper.
Damn.
If I've learned anything from MFM, it's fuck politeness and trust your gut. I've also heard all too many stories of children being abducted and witnesses not coming forward until decades later. Sorry for the rather long story. Stay sexy and maybe contact police if you find a lost child in front of your house rather than taking matters into your own hands.
Yeah.
Then that's from Blaze, he, him.
I'm sorry. That neighbor is in the wrong on so many levels.
Yeah. Also, it's interesting, like the dynamic between the neighbors where he didn't feel comfortable going over and being like, hey, is that the little girl that's missing?
Right.
Which I think is very fair. But it obviously, he was just like, yeah, is there a reason to be questioning this entire situation, which is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, that is wild. But I'm also blaming the school that said to the neighbor, hey, your neighbor just called in the sighting of this kid. Like, you didn't have to rat Blaze out. You could have been like, someone called and said they saw you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the kind of a snitches thing.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like, oh, because she drove her home. So I guess the school called the mother. So when the 5-year-old got dropped off, the mother was like, so-and-so called.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know. It's not our problem to solve.
Really not our problem. Thank God we don't live in that neighborhood.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace.
Every successful small business starts with someone saying, I wonder if people would actually buy this.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to find out.
From consultations to events and experiences, you can showcase your skills with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business.
With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a beautiful, professional online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business.
Get paid on time with professional invoices and online payments. Plus, streamline your workflow with built-in appointment scheduling and email marketing tools.
Head to squarespace.com/murder for a free trial.
And when you're ready to launch, use offer code MURDER to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Goodbye. The right piece of furniture can completely change your room.
And your life. It's amazing what one good couch can do for morale.
And that's why there's Article.
Article makes it effortless to create a stylish, long-lasting home at an unbeatable price.
They take great care in curating their collection, focusing on pieces that stand the test of time. There's no filler. Every item is chosen for its craftsmanship, design, and lasting value.
And with Article's 30-day satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence, knowing that if you're not completely in love with your new furniture, you can easily return it.
I recently needed to replace my old outdoor dining room table and chairs, so of course I went straight to Article. They have the Sarik outdoor dining set. I got it in khaki green. It's such a cute, like minty green. It looks so good in my backyard. I can't wait to have alfresco dinners all summer. You know, we can carve pumpkins on it in fall. It's so beautiful. Article knocked it out of the park once again.
Article's offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
To claim, visit article.com/murder, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
That's article.com/murder for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
Goodbye.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye.
Okay, this is called Family Jailbreak. Hi, ladies, Stephen, pets, etc. You recently asked for any story. So here is my fifth question mark. My family and I have been living in Utah for the last decade. We just sort of ended up here. Long story, not important. But my husband knew that his late father had lived in the area at some point in his life. He had kind of a mysterious past. Ooh, I like that. We discovered an article in the local newspaper about an inmate breaking out of the county jail in 1950, and it was none other than my father-in-law.
Oh.
Titled Picks Jail in Lock, the article says, Donald J. Blank picked the lock of Davis County Jail Sunday night because he, quote, couldn't take it no more. He had only been in the jail 2 hours after being arrested for investigation of car theft. He'd left a note behind, pinned to a cell mattress. The note read, quote, Dear jailer, I'm sorry I had to leave, but I'll be out of the state somewhere and nobody will find me. I can't take it no more. So first of all, my father-in-law was the most restless and impatient man I've ever met. And the fact that he, quote, couldn't take it anymore after 2 hours in jail doesn't surprise me. I'd like to think that if he hadn't escaped and left the state, he might not have met my mother-in-law and started a family with her. Did I mention he was married 5 times? He stayed with her the longest, though, until she passed away.
Oh.
The sheriff noted the lock was old-fashioned and he'd picked it with a wire. He also mentioned he'd asked that a new jail be built and it would be discussed at the next county board of commissioners meeting. I looked up the history. It had been built in 1891. After multiple escapes, it was rebuilt finally in 1963.
Jesus Christ.
So I guess my father-in-law was just one of many. Apparently another inmate left with him, but just went across the street to inform someone about the escape as there were no jailers present when they left. And then he put himself back in his cell. That's good behavior.
That's some like Deadwood shit. Like, what?
Hey, mister. Thanks for all that you do. Stay sexy. And if you get arrested, try picking the lock, Denise.
Oh, man. It's like somebody wrote us an email from the Old West.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a celebrity story and a hot dog story. So
Perfect.
An amazing doubleheader.
Okay.
Hey, Karen, Georgia, and the entire MFM Dream Team, pets included. I never planned on submitting a hometown because my 32 years of life have been fairly average. But I also never expected a call for hot dog stories on this week's minisode. So here we are. Oddly enough, I have a lot of hot dog stories, but nothing tops the one I'm about to share. So this person had to pick from a bevy of hot dog stories.
I want to be their friend.
Okay. When I was 9 years old, my family and I went on a 4-day Disney cruise over spring break. This was my first cruise, and the ship had everything a young girl like me could ever want. Water slides, endless entertainment, and an all-inclusive meal plan that meant I could eat pizza and hot dogs, my favorite foods, whenever I wanted.
I mean, as an adult, that sounds pretty fucking sweet, too.
Like, you just chow down on a piece of pizza and then jump onto a water slide.
Sounds great.
It's like the way it was meant to be eaten. One afternoon at sea, I was standing behind a woman and her young daughter, waiting to order my hot dog lunch at the pool bar. This is the goal of the day.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to swim in the pool for as long as you want, but then at some point you're going to go over in that line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a child's dream.
Eating food in a wet bathing suit is like a different fucking animal altogether.
And it sounds like, maybe I'm wrong about this, but there wasn't a lot of enforcing the old, you have to wait a half an hour shit, right?
Right. Yeah.
The woman and her daughter were also ordering hot dogs. Clearly, they had great taste. As I waited my turn, I looked up to see my mom waving like a maniac from her pool chair and pointing to the woman in front of me and mouthing something I couldn't catch. I didn't know what she was trying to tell me, so I shrugged it off.
Whatever, Mom.
Yep. Ignore it. The next thing I knew, my older brother was walking towards me, but instead of stopping to talk to me, he tapped the lady in front of me on the shoulder and asked for her autograph. The woman smiled and signed her name on a napkin my brother handed her. After she signed the sweaty napkin that his virgin strawberry daiquiri had been sitting on, my God, these kids are living like kings.
Serious.
Fuck. I gave my brother a confused look and grabbed the napkin, but the name looked like a bunch of squiggles. After I got my hot dog, I asked my mom who the lady was and why she wanted her squiggly autograph, and she responded with a name that wasn't familiar to 9-year-old me, Whitney Houston.
Oh my. I was like, it's got to be someone epic. It's got to be someone epic. Whitney freaking on a cruise.
On a Disney cruise, like the most epic, basically, celebrity you could possibly, in my opinion, name drop. I later connected the dots that she was the fairy godmother in the 1997 Cinderella movie, so this earned her major cool points in my book. After our encounter in the hot dog line, my family and I saw Whitney, Bobby Christina, and Bobby Brown several more times around the ship. As an adult, I can't believe I was in the same vicinity, let alone the same hot dog line as this music legend. And this is always my fun fact in any icebreaker situation. I would never stop telling this story.
Never, ever.
And yes, my mom still has the autographed napkin in a scrapbook, in case you're wondering. Oh. To this day, I still claim hot dogs as my favorite food. Not only are they absolutely delicious, just such a wild, it's such a wild stance.
Yeah. This is her case on why hot dogs are the best.
And here's the reasons. Not only are they absolutely delicious, but they're also the reason I kind of met Whitney Houston. Stay sexy and always keep an eye out for celebrities and hot dog lines. Eliza.
When was the last time you ate a hot dog?
Oh, God. 4th of July, probably last year, because we always do it, like on the beach for 4th of July.
Oh, good. Okay. I just want to make sure we both have it, a yearly hot dog at least.
Well, and those ones, there's a kind that they have in Hawaii.
Oh.
They're really red.
Oh.
They're like, They're long and they're like dark red, and they are the best hot dog,
Okay.
in my opinion. So good.
I'm into it. Okay, my last one is called Canadian Dare Program.
Oh.
Hello, murder friends. When I was in high school, circa 2011, we needed mandatory volunteer credits to graduate. In Canada, we don't really have the DARE program here, but we do have the PARTY program, Prevent Alcohol and Risk-Related Trauma in Youth. Flows off the tongue. PARTY.
Also, like, yeah, it's really convoluted, and the acronym actually points you in the wrong direction,
It does.
I would say.
It does. The PARTY program was mandatory for health class. Some of the activities included learning how they pump your stomach after alcohol poisoning and how activated charcoal tastes. Jesus.
Oh, that's actually smart to warn teenagers. Well, I feel like teenagers don't drink like we did in the 80s and 90s, but
They have those jugs now, though. There's like
what jug?
There's like a jug of like punch that they drink, and they're called like blackout juice or something. Look at how old I am.
We're still going strong, you're telling me?
We're still getting blackout drunk. Driving a car simulator with distorted beer goggles. And then it says, yes, actual goggles that distort your vision as if you were drunk.
Shit.
This field trip ended with a trip to the morgue to see where you might end up if you drink and drive. My young murderino self had an absolute blast at this very somber field trip. So you can only imagine my excitement when I was asked to volunteer at the next year's event. My job was to wear a hospital gown and have a makeup artist go to town on my face and body and make it look like I was banged up in a car accident. I've got to say, it looked pretty real. All I had to do was lay in a hospital bed with a warm blanket and take naps at my leisure while a nurse told a story about Janie, who was in a horrific car accident with a drunk driver and ended up in a coma. A cautionary tale to the young health class. I guess my community theater acting skills paid off because one of the students asked, "Is she really in a coma?" There was silence, and then I abruptly turned my head and opened my eyes to stare at the group of students at my bedside. Some of the students gasped and stepped back, but I did manage to make someone at the front scream.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever had so much fun volunteering. While all of my friends were picking up garbage or spending hours at a childcare center, I got to lay in a warm bed and scare teenagers. My favorite. Stay sexy and don't drink and drive. Grace, she, her.
Grace, I wish I could ask you right now in person, were you making an acting choice independent of what they were asking you to do in that bed? Like, because it's not a haunted house. Like, you're supposed to be in a coma. Right?
It sounds like she went off script. It sounds like.
Just for a general scare.
Yeah.
Like, just make sure this whole party feeling is a negative one and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Once they get the big picture, then you can, kind of go rogue and do your own thing.
Yeah. Well, fun. I mean, she should have rolled her eyes back in her head when she did it.
Oh my God.
And, whispered Beelzebub or something. Okay. No notes. This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye. Grocery shopping seems like it should take 20 minutes.
And then 2 hours later, you're standing at the checkout with a frozen pizza and 6 different types of chips.
Lucky for you, there's Hungry Root.
Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped in one. They'll take care of the weekly grocery shopping and recommend groceries and meals tailored to you.
Once you tell them about your goals and preferences, they fill your cart with personalized recommendations. And those recommendations get smarter as Hungry Root learns more about what you did or didn't like.
Most of Hungry Root's recipes can be made in just 15 minutes or less. You can't get any easier than one pan shakshuka. I've always said that.
Yeah, I love the convenience and also the fact that I don't have to go park anywhere.
Thank God Hungry Root's around to help us shop and help us build really healthy and delicious meals.
For a limited time, get 40% off your first order, plus get a free item in every box for life.
Go to hungryroot.com/MFM and use code MFM.
That's hungryroot.com/MFM, code MFM to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. Goodbye.
The future has an annoying habit of always showing up.
That's why now is a great time to start planning ahead.
Enter Acorns.
Acorns is a smart way to give your money a chance to grow. You can sign up in minutes and start automatically investing, even if it's your spare change.
The Acorns potential screen shows you the power of compounding and how your money could grow over time. You can quickly adjust how much you're investing every day, week, or month to make sure you're always building towards your goals.
Whether you're just starting out or thinking about settling down, Acorns supports your big and small goals across every stage of life. Sign up now and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment.
Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns.
Head to acorns.com/MFM or download the Acorns app to get started.
Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns.
Tier 2 compensation provided, potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings.
Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk.
Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/MFM. Goodbye.
All right, here's my last one. It says drunk dad celebrity encounter. Hello. I literally just hit send on a dad story when I thought, shit, I should have included this story too. Why, you ask? Because it's a 2-for-1, a drunk dad and a celebrity encounter. Several years ago, my dad was on a work trip in DC and he had a few drinks at the bar after a work event. He made his way back to his hotel and got into the elevator, which had kindly been held open for him by a couple. A brief note about my dad. He tries his darndest to be hip and cool, but he's always just slightly off the mark. So drunkenly swaying in the elevator after pausing to remember his floor number, he looks at the couple with ever so slight recognition. The man, particularly, is someone he knows, or at least someone he thinks he knows. So now this goes as like a little play. Mm-hmm. Dad, staring in confusion. Are you an actor? Were you in Troy? Man, politely. No, that was Brad Pitt. Dad, were you in Gladiator? Man, smiling a little. No, that was Russell Crowe. Dad interrupting. Well, Gladiator was fucking good and you should try harder being that then. And then, since this was an elevator ride, the doors opened to my dad's floor and he got off without another word, trailed by the very pleasant laughter of the couple who got a kick out of my dad's misplaced celebrity knowledge. My dad immediately texted me, and through some Guess Who style Q&A, we figured out it was Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck, who he had just shamed for not being in the film Gladiator from 2000.
Oh my God, it's like one of the most famous people in the world.
He's basically mistaking like arguably the third most famous actor for the first most famous actor, essentially.
Right.
And in between those two, Paul Giamatti. Oh. Stay sexy and just assume all white male actors who peaked in the early 2000s were in some Greek Roman movie at some point. Grace, she, her.
Oh, that had everything.
Right?
Including Drunk Karen. I love it.
So that was Drunk Karen from theater, which is accurate. Mm-hmm. From theater class, playing drunk dad. So she's being typecast.
I love it. Amazing. Hey, write us your hometowns. We love them, as you can tell. We made a whole thing about them.
I mean, we enjoyed them a lot. And thank you kindly for sending them to us. Also, stay sexy.
And don't get murdered. Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?
This has been an Exactly Right production.
Our producer is Alejandra Keck.
And this episode was engineered and mixed by Stephen Ray Morris.
Stephen! Email your hometowns and fucking hoorays to myfavoritemurder@gmail.com.
Follow the show on Instagram and Facebook at myfavoritemurder and Twitter at myfavemurder.
Goodbye.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why they're Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, whatever turns out you don't like it or need it, But they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye. The kids are back in school. Now it's your turn to head back to the beach.
During Cheap Caribbean's Back to Beach sale, save $200 site-wide on vacation packages of 4 nights or more with code 200BEACH.
Trade school drop-offs for beach walks, lunch boxes for beach bars, and your daily routine for adults-only relaxation.
Use code 200BEACH and get more beach for less money.
Book your beach vacay today at cheapcaribbean.com. Goodbye.
Bye.
Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye.